Brian McCarthy interview show. If you're under 18, don't listen. Having said that, the show is really awesome. And if you did listen, no one would really know. But don't listen. Don't listen, kids. Okay? Don't listen.
Niños, escuchen estas palabras mientras que salen de mis labios agrietos. El siguiente programa, aunque esto sea muy divertido para toda la gente, no es para los niños. Como un burro que busca agua fría, un balde, y eso le va a dar toda la satisfacción que necesita, esta agua no es para ustedes. Por favor, vayan donde sus padres. Ayúdelos a limpiar los baños. No vayan a escuchar esto. Es muy importante. Que Dios nos bendiga a los Estados Unidos.
Enfants du monde, détournez les yeux et bouchez-vous les oreilles. Le programme suivant, bien que spectaculaire et divertissant à tous égards, n'est pas pour vous. Veuillez vous détourner et jouer dans les Champs-Élysées ou peut-être dans les catacombes humides de Paris, car devant vous se trouve la ruine. Vous avez été prévenus, s'il vous plaît. N'écoutez pas, et pourtant, sachez que nous faisons tout cela pour vous, car vous êtes l'avenir et vous êtes la lumière. Que Dieu vous bénisse et dit bonjour à votre mère de ma part.
你好，圆眼睛的年轻人，请晋升阅读本内容，因为本内容仅供成年人阅读。如果你违背父母意愿选择阅读本内容，他们将不再爱你，你这个老兵。
Brian McCarthy interview show. Adam is now drinking his Koch. Disco. Listen to that beat. Breaking it down in Uptown. Take your hand and touch it. Touch it. Now rub it. Brian McCarthy interview show. Listen to that beat. Touch it. Now rub it. I wish I could still drink. Welcome, everybody. My name is Brian McCarthy, and sitting.
My name is
Kid. It's the only artist that's ever allowed to perform at the Kennedy Center now.
yeah, right.
Sitting
The
by...
Melania Trump Center.
Yes. Oh, no, they didn't rename it, did they?
No, but there was some talk about that.
Some little scuttlebutt around the East Wing, which is no longer a thing.
Booyah, Navy.
Adam Hinneker is sitting over there, and I want to thank all of you for being with us. We do have some Patreon business there. We'll get to that on the Patreon.
Really?
I don't know. Some people had a couple of questions, I believe. There may only be one, to be honest with you, but it's another one of you're the real authority on late in life internet dating, apparently. So
I thought we already.
No.
Oh, there's a new one.
I believe there is.
I'm ready to field it.
This is just my way of getting people to join the Patreon.
Where's your phone?
I don't know. Somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
That's way over there.
Look it up.
Oh, he's going to look it up now. Okay. I will filibuster. I'll tell you how stupid I am. Number one, I know that all the Shane Gillis people that said what a loser I was and everything, they said my shoulder, it looked like I didn't have a neck. I do have a neck. I'm trying to keep my shoulders down. I'm trying to remember that. So I know I'm hunched over like Larry King, but I'm
for the full hour.
Yeah. So who are you again? I'm Ben Affleck. What are you? What do you do?
Mm-hmm.
So you're in films, huh? Cannonball Run? No, I'm not in Cannonball Run, you fucking weirdo. No, so shoulders are down, and this is how stupid I am. If you look at our background, I know if you're listening, it's theater of the mind.
Sure.
But we have a Halloween background. So I said to Adam very proudly about half an hour ago when we were enjoying our panini, I said, hey, it's our Halloween show. And Adam looked at me like he goes, Brian, next week is Halloween. We're actually doing a show on Halloween.
But
so
this is pre-Halloween.
That'll be our Christmas
warm up.
That'll be our Christmas show.
Yeah. That'll be Thanksgiving. We're gonna trace our hands and make turkeys.
We're trying to get in front of all the major holidays. So our Easter show is coming up in November. So next week we'll have a Halloween show. I reached out to a guest for next Friday.
Spooky guest?
Yes, Leslie Jones.
Okay.
No, thank you. No, I don't know. Yeah, I'll just say, remember Tanya Torres? Remember her?
I don't think I know.
She came to Brooklyn a while ago.
Oh, wow.
She was one of the girls that did the wet wrestling. Actually, she didn't do wet wrestling. She was a women's extreme wrestler.
Okay.
She's a little Puerto Rican girl. Very, very, very cute. She came on.
I feel like I would have remembered that.
I know, me too. And I saw a picture of her. We're on Facebook together. And
Tanya Torres.
Not to sound like she's the one that was hooking up with a guy that fixed her apartment and they got married. Do you remember this story?
Sounds familiar.
Okay. All right. Well,
But
anyway.
yeah, that was how long ago did you live in Brooklyn?
I don't know,
5 years.
Yeah, back it was still the city of New York was not yet incorporated, so Brooklyn was its own.
Ed Koch was the mayor.
Yeah, he would go on. He actually knocked on her door and he went, "How am I doing?" That was something Ed Koch would do. For those of you who aren't 100, Ed Koch was the mayor of New York from 1980 to 1988. And he was a single guy who lived in the Village with his mother. I actually interviewed him for this Broadway thing about 10 minutes before he died, about 10 years ago. But he would literally stand there in front of subways, entrances and exits, and he would just go to people, how am I doing? How am I doing? How am I doing? How am I doing?
That's my mayoring.
And actually, Cuomo, because Koch made a ill-fated run to be governor, and Cuomo's kids, they ran a whole smear campaign against him, saying like, "Don't elect the faggot" and things like that.
Wow.
Because Ed Koch was he was a single guy who never got married. He
Confirmed bachelor.
He had like a lady friend that he would go. They would always go. I'm not saying he was gay, but he
wasn't ready to settle down.
I'm not saying he's gay, but he lived with his mother in a one-bedroom. And he had a lady friend that he would escort to Broadway shows. So, but again, that could be that sounds like a lot of straight guys, but you couldn't be gay in 1980 and be a fucking mayor of New York. Like it was kind of like the Paul Lynde thing behind us. Like you could be as gay as you wanted, but you just couldn't say you were gay. It was,
sure.
So, and this thing behind us, I think if you go on YouTube, the entire special is there. It's the Paul Lynde 1976 Halloween special, which if you haven't seen it is fucking crazy because number one, the woman who plays his housekeeper is the actual witch from the Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
So she's actually in the thing. And
then it looks like from the photo, it looks like Betty White and I don't know who the star child was from Kiss, but
I believe the star child was Ace Frehley.
Was it Ace Frehley?
Yeah,
who just passed? Frehley just passed, I believe.
I'll tell you the thing. So, and then Kisses. This is when you know Kiss was.
You're in the Kiss army, right?
Yeah.
You're a general.
I'm a non-commissioned officer. I got kicked out for keeping my shoulders up.
Yeah.
No, but what's funny about this thing is that when they made it, it's like Kiss was the first time they were on television. And it was the Paul Lynde special, and Kiss comes out all in their makeup, and Paul Lynde's standing there, and he's dressed like, I don't know, fucking Dracula or something. And he goes, 4 kisses. I didn't know this was a Valentine's Day special.
He was a treasure.
He was really good.
Paul Lynde.
Yeah, I love the fact, and this is Gilbert Gottfried used to say this, but Paul Lynde apparently was a raging alcoholic. In like the early 80s, a male escort fell out of the window of his apartment. and he never quite recovered, but he drank himself to death.
Fell out of the window.
Yep.
That's a James Besser move right there, if I've ever heard one.
You can look it up.
If he hadn't been on a ground floor apartment, that definitely would have been a thing.
All that would happen, some guy would go, "Ow, are you all right? Here, come back in the room. I'll wipe you down with a damp, dirty cloth from my apartment." But Paul Lynde apparently would get when he was on Hollywood Squares, and he would get shit-faced drunk.
Yes, that was what I knew him from.
And he was a virulent anti-Semite. He would sit there drunk, and he would look around at anybody. He would go, the Jews. Well, because of them, I don't have a good career. I'm stuck in this fucking bullshit because of all those kikes. Jews. Anyway, so rest in peace.
I actually didn't know that part.
Yeah, that
sounds like
your
dream come true. It sounds like something you imagined.
Gay alcoholic,
anti-Semite.
You know what's so funny about like 70s and 80s is like you look at him and you're like, God, he had to be 60 years old. He was in his early 30s. Like they fucking ran hard in the 70s and 80s. Like, do you remember? I get these things that show up on Facebook or whatever, and it'll show you like an actor from the 80s and their real age. Like, do you remember the movie Beverly Hills Cop?
Sure.
Remember there are 2 cops. Yeah, well, if you count Alex Foley, 3, but Judge Reinhold, and then the other guy was the bald guy with the mustache, and he was just he was like the straight guy. He was like the straight, but he was that guy was like 36 years old. Like when they made the movie Cocoon, Wilford Brimley was like
he was
24.
Wasn't he like my age?
Yeah, he was 24 years old,
mid 40s or something.
It was. Everyone looked really old in the 70s.
Didn't age the same way.
I think all that. I think all that smoking and just, I don't know,
probably
all that polyester.
Oh, our boy Nick says the star child was Paul Stanley.
I'm sorry, Nick. Thank you. Please excuse me. A
real
member of the Kiss Army.
Yes.
Be funny. Nick sends me an email and he's like, look, fun is fun, but I'm not working for it. I'm not doing those chores anymore. Yeah. No. If you guys don't even know who was in fucking Kiss, then have you ever seen the Gene Simmons sex tape?
I've seen just bits and just the Maybe even just a screenshot. When wasn't he getting a blow? I just remember him being very disinterested, getting a blowjob.
I believe there's some of that, and then she offered herself to him on her hands and knees. I don't know if they call it doggy style in Australia. But
Okay,
she was like an Australian girl. Yeah, he was. I mean, that tape is probably at least 10 years old, probably more like 15 years old. So he was already he was probably already 60 plus, and he's one of those guys that never drank, never did drugs. He just liked pussy.
Right.
That was his, he was one of those pussy guys. And but at that point he was just kind of like, ugh.
Pussy boy.
But he was like, it's not as bad as the Hulk Hogan sex tape, which is so weird because the majority of that is just him thanking Bubba the Love Sponge's wife and talking about how his marriage is falling apart.
Bubba's like fourth wife, probably.
Yeah, she was hot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was like a Tampa. It was a Tampa 9.
I mean, listen, for
Tampa 12.
For what's going on down there, she was definitely, definitely very cute.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I don't even know that I looked into her.
Well, I don't know how many times Bubba the Love Sponge was married, but I do know that
quite a few.
Okay, but this one, that's the one that
a bit of a romantic.
Yeah,
that guy.
He loves to love.
He loves to love.
Loves to love. Bubba the Love Sponge, and I remember him being. I think it was on Howard. He was talking about how he has to wash his ass with a stick and a rag. Like he was so fat that he couldn't.
Oh.
So his wife had to like wipe his ass for him and things. I know. I don't know how people can. I don't know. Hey, you know what?
Shock jocks, these radio shock jocks.
Adam, if I clip my toenails and don't put them down I'm in the doghouse.
Sure.
Here's this guy getting his asshole.
It's a formal conversation.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how people pull that shit off. I don't know how you.
Well, I think you kind of like,
Go ahead.
Find women that are kind of like have the self-esteem of a street prostitute, probably.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would do well in Tampa as a single guy because
I think you do great.
Thank you.
Wouldn't you? I mean, it's not. I don't know if it's a compliment.
No, I'm taking it.
Okay.
No. I'm running. I'm running with that one. Well, because I
feel like that'd be your town.
I think about it because if you think about it, let's say for example,
you
have a
hypothetical.
Let's say you have a pension, $120,000 a year.
My podcaster's pension.
Yeah, podcasters. Patreon
pension,
a Bitcoin Patreon pension. And you can move to Tampa. So you're pulling in 10 grand. Let's just say 10 grand a month. That's your allowance.
That's good in Tampa, probably.
It's not fantastic, but it's definitely enough money where you could run a stable of like sevens. Do you know what I mean? Like
if you're trying to
what I mean is this.
It's
10 grand a year. Okay. 10 grand a month. 10 grand a year. And that's not bad money if it's 1880. No, okay. So 10 grand a month. You're living in Tampa, Florida. Okay. It's not a cheap town if you want to live like in St. Petersburg.
Really?
I mean,
I'm talking a modest condominium.
Okay, fair enough. Even one of those, let's say that's it's $300,000,
top to bottom in Wayfair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Some like rock posters that shows you never went to. That are copies. I remember I really put my foot on my mouth because there was a guy that because in my apartment, some people have seen it or not. I have some Star Wars posters. I have a a Raiders of the Lost Ark poster, and a couple things, but they're all original posters. They're all from the era. None of them are prints.
Right.
And I remember somebody was over and they were like, "Oh, is that a print?" Which, by the way, you really shouldn't ask that, really. I mean, but I sort of was very dismissive of people that had prints on the wall. And the guy was like, "Well, I have a print. And sorry, I don't make that." I'm like, "Oh, Jesus, sorry, you walked into that one."
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know you were the Shane Gillis of prints on the wall. See what I did there? That's all calmed down, by the way. So I'm not getting as much. I knew it would just go away. I knew that
the news cycle turned over.
I mean, yeah. Once $50,000 was found by the Homeland Security guy, it knocked me off the front page.
Right.
I still
Young Republicans text thread.
Those guys made some good points. I like when JD Vance was like, "They were just boys." You're like, they're
boys
40.
Being boys.
They're 40 years old. These are guys that have condos in Tampa.
Yeah, we talked about this, I think, off mic, but relatively humorless too.
Oh yeah.
Which because you can't really blame people if it's very clever.
Yeah.
Because you're like, okay,
yeah.
If it's your friends, whatever.
No.
no judgment, but yeah, not a ton of humor in it. It was just you just wanted to say those things.
Yeah, like you can say things and mean them like ironically, you know what I mean? Or with like if I would hope that in our relationship, if I sent you something that was overtly racist or sexist or anti-Semitic, you would look at it and go, "Oh, he's just doing that on purpose." But if I, that guy was like, "If Biden wins, all the Jews should go in the oven." You're like, "All right, okay,
kind of just
that's a bit,
it's more like autism meets
racism and anti-Semitic, all the isms.
Anti-Semitism.
Easy for you to say, but I don't know why people are so angry. Like people are so worked up
about what.
Pick something. I don't know.
Oh, you mean just sort of in general?
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, I understand. Look, there are the things that I'm angry about, and I understand that. But what I mean is like just the larger, just the sense of like outrage that people have, especially over things that they shouldn't be outraged about.
Sure.
You know, like don't worry about what somebody else has. You have what you have, and just keep going. It's gonna be fine. Like, I mean, life is going by so quickly. Like, what is the fucking point anyway? Like, just don't do no harm. That's what I say, and just kind of get through it. And have
always
some
say
laughs.
that.
I do all the time, ad nauseum. But yeah, the Shane Gillis thing. But I still haven't talked to Joe DeRosa. I don't know.
Oh, somebody actually, Kevin Gillies was just asking.
Oh, hi, Kevin.
He said, "Are you speaking to Joe DeRosa yet?" So no, radio silence from.
And again, I'm not doing that because I'm angry with Joe. I've tried calling him a couple times. He hasn't called me back. And the last time we had a text message,
he's not ready to talk.
He's not ready to talk.
Sounds like.
Which you can't make somebody talk to you. So I certainly wish him all the best, and I hope he's doing great. And what else can I say about any of that without getting in big trouble? But no, I don't care. I really don't care. But there's nothing. So Kevin, no, I'm not talking to Joe. I reached out to Kurt, called it Kurt once, but he didn't call me back. But Kurt's supposed to stay here.
Kind of broker the deal.
No, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not
the diplomatic.
No, I'm not pulling in
diplomacy of Kurt Metzger.
Yeah, I don't need a side bar with Kurt. It's just here's what I would do. I would ask Kurt if he knew what happened, and I'm sure he did or knows it, and then I would give him the story from the horse's mouth, as they say.
Oh, you would ask him if he knew the events that transpired.
Yes, I would say this. I would say I would call Kurt. Hey, Kurt. Hey, did you hear what happened Sunday night? The last night I was.
So he wasn't like there for. He wasn't in the room for this.
No.
He was on premises.
He was in Austin proper. He was at the other one, the Creek in the Cave.
Riding a mechanical bull or something.
Yeah, he may have been asleep. Who the fuck knows? But he wasn't there. He wasn't in the room. But I would say to him, "Hey, did you hear what happened Sunday night?" And I would be surprised if he was like, "No," but he would be like, "Yeah, I heard he fucking didn't apologize to Shane." I'd be like, "Well, hold on. Let's start right there. Let's just start right there."
You start getting it from both ends.
Yeah. Fuck
like,
you, Brian.
Damn it.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, civilian. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yikes.
Oh, Lord have mercy. But he's supposed to stay here in November. If he calls, he calls. What can I do? I can't be chasing people around. I mean, I have 2025. I've lost a fair amount of friends. I mean, I don't talk to Bruce anymore.
Yeah.
I lost Paco in the divorce with Bruce.
I mean, weirdly, I don't know if we've really discussed this, but I mean, and this could be a really a sales pitch for the Patreon.
Go ahead.
But I mean, weirdly, both of those were kind of content related things.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, if you guys wanted to become a member at patreon.com/Brian McCarthy, I mean, it would make it maybe more worth it.
I tell you what,
because you've lost a couple of good friends over.
Yes. If you join the Patreon, I promise to alienate every person in my life and probably make my wife divorce me. So it'll just be.
Yeah. Could you imagine
Adam,
and it ends up being over a clip?
There's actually a very funny SNL sketch with John Mulaney where his wife gives him like a fake. It's like one of the Fisher Price, like my first podcast kits.
Okay.
He like lost his job because of his podcast, and he sets it up, and it's like it looks like it's got microphones, so they're all brightly colored, like it's like a little kid's podcast thing. It's very funny, but anyway. Yeah. Well, anyway.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Right?
So right before the show, and we don't do this very often, but I was telling Adam over here,
young Adam,
boy Adam.
Refer to me as young Adam.
I know, right? It's so stupid. By the way, new Louis C.K. special. Check it out. It's directed by Bobby Kelly. So,
is that right? Oh, I can't wait.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait.
It's like watching a lightning storm. These are the jokes they told you didn't want to hear. All right. So there's a show on Netflix. I just talked to my friend, by the way, when I was walking the dogs, and I was talking to him about it, and he was like, I don't have Netflix. I was like, you don't have Netflix?
Interesting. Yeah.
Because,
at least you can get with commercials. I think it's like $5.
He had the weirdest collection of like streaming apps. I was like, well, what do you have? He's like, well, I have.
I think I got Shudder.
Yeah.
BritBox.
I actually, I pay for Tubi. I don't even know how I do that. I just send some guy $40 a month for Tubi.
Yeah.
I'm like, Tubi's supposed to be free. No, he's like, oh, we have Peacock and Paramount Plus.
Oh, I got both of those.
I was like,
but I also have Netflix.
I mean,
not to fucking brag here, but it's not a dick measuring contest, but I do have all three of those.
You do pretty well.
And HBO Max.
Yeah.
Make a great living.
Well, anyway, so there's a show on, I don't know if you guys remember the Jeffrey Dahmer show, right? That was came out a year and a half, 2 years ago, probably. And it was basically like a limited series, and it was all about Jeffrey Dahmer. And it wasn't particularly gory, but it was really creepy and it was atmospheric, and it was good. I enjoyed it, and people really enjoyed it. So then they made another one of these, and this is called Monster.
Well, wasn't the Menendez brothers one that was also Monster, right? I think that was like part of the series.
All right, very good.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're probably right. I enjoyed the Melendez one. I enjoyed that very much.
Menendez.
Sorry, John Melendez, Stuttering John.
Which, by the way, he did text me finally.
Okay, good. We'll get into that, guys. Stuttering John update, I guess. Who cares? But,
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, but
there was some talk about. I think it was just a guy. There was some guy super chatting him and us and being like, trying to get something going.
Okay.
And it's like I don't know what his angle was, but I think he had.
I've had enough showbiz
right.
brouhahas.
But anyways, he got wind of it and was like, "Yeah, we'd love to have you on or something."
Yeah, something. I sent you the link. It was on Twitter. But the problem is that I guess I would do it. I would go on his show like a Zoom show.
Yeah, he just said he wanted us to come on his. He didn't mention this. I don't know if he goes on other people's shows because he's like.
What
he gets ink, he gets clicks, so he doesn't want to.
What do you mean by clicks?
He doesn't want to like
he doesn't want to throw it out
for other people's shows.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
He wants it to be on his.
Well, I think he lives in California, and he would expect us to like fly him in or something. And he's like Group 5 on Southwest. I'm like, I can't.
No, he just wants to zoom in. He wants us to zoom in.
All right, well, I guess we could. Yeah. I don't think we'd be any good on it, but we'll just give it a shot. I mean,
I don't know. I wonder how the two of you would get along.
Look, number one, I know the Stern show. I've met him a couple of times. I think I mentioned it. He was, he was kind of, again, I'll get in trouble. He was a little dismissive, but it was fine. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand the context of it, but I loved his early stuff when he said do you ever fart in the catcher's face? And are you going to be having sex with any other political candidates and all that stuff? Like his early stuff, like he was fearless. So, I'm a fan. Sure. Fuck it, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, so now I understand. So now what Netflix is doing is they're taking monsters, kind of like the Marvel universe, and they're putting in various serial killers underneath them. So this guy is Ed Gein. Am I saying that right? Ed Gein?
I think so.
Okay.
I have no frame of reference.
Okay. It's the Ed Gein story. I've never heard of Ed Gein. I'm not a huge serial killer guy. I mean, I like.
I'm a big one.
I like
You're not a big serial killer guy?
I like Captain Crunch.
Yeah.
Fucking shut up. I mean, I do. Look, I do, but I also I mean, I like Silence of the Lambs and blah blah blah, but sure. I'm not like, it's not like some people are really into it, and I'm definitely like, I'm not squeamish about it, and I think it's all very cool, but anyway, so this Ed Gein's guy, and Ryan Murphy is the producer, maybe the director, and he's a guy that did American Horror Story, which is, some of them are okay, I guess. I don't know. I watched some of them. I like Jessica Lange. They're in a bunch of those. But anyway, so this Ed Gein thing. So I just start watching it, and it takes place. I'm not going to spoil. Well, it's spoilers. Who cares? But it takes place like right after World War II, and it's about this guy who's a farmer in Minnesota, and Wisconsin, maybe
Wisconsin.
Okay,
I believe. Yeah,
I'm of the opinion they're the same place.
I want
to
look it up. I want to see what part.
Okay,
see if it's somewhere I've been.
Yep. Maybe
across
some sort of
Sheboygan, maybe?
Yeah, some sort of lake by there, one of the many lakes. Garrison Keillor. Garrison Keillor's a serial killer. That'd be great.
That would be an amazing
twist.
I
wear your tits like a hat.
Right.
And then I drink my own cum out of a mug full of steaming hot cocoa and cum.
How is it spelled? G-E-N?
I think
G-E-I-N.
yeah,
Okay.
Edgeen.
Oh, La Crosse, Wisconsin.
There
Wow,
you
look at
go.
that. And then Mendota Health. Wow, that's crazy.
So anyway,
I have been there.
The point is it so it starts off in the 50s and he's got this religious mother, and it's like a typical story. It's like an origin story for a serial killer, kind of like Jeffrey Dahmer, right? And then at a certain point it cuts to like the movie, and there's no context. It cuts to Psycho, where now they're making Psycho, and you've got a guy playing Alfred Hitchcock and you've got a guy playing Anthony Perkins, and you're able to put it together pretty quickly. What they're saying is that this Ed Gein guy is the inspiration for Psycho, right? So that just kind of happens, right? And then it like meanders through a couple of episodes, like a while. It goes all over, and he's in every one. There's 8 of these things, and he's in every one. But they start cutting to like the making of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They start cutting to like Silence of the Lambs. So, in case you didn't get hit over the head the first time, what they're saying is Ed Gein is like the granddaddy of the genre of cannibal, serial killer, whatever. Because Ed Gein, like, I mean, I'll tell you one thing, and again, I think it's worth a watch to be, but like there's a scene where he like is cutting up body parts and he's bringing them to people's houses to eat in La Crosse, Wisconsin. And he's like, oh, and woman's like, I've never seen this cut of venison. He goes, it's real lean. It's real lean. And you see her frying up human flesh, like in a black skillet, while like little kids sit around at Thanksgiving. Like, I think he brings human flesh to Thanksgiving and everyone sort of eats it.
Oh my God.
I know. It's trust me. They fucking.
This guy sounds like a real jerk.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're going to cut up a streetwalker, you better tell me. I got her in Milwaukee. Yeah.
That was my favorite thing that Norm Macdonald would do. But you would describe a guy like Ed Gein. He'd be like, that guy was a real jerk.
Yeah, it's funny.
Cracked me up
so
bad.
So anyway, and again, but it's like, so the if you will, the narrative thread, if you will, is this Ed Gein guy progressively getting crazier and crazier, and he's making clothes out of people's skin, and he's at one point he makes a chair with a nipple on it, and he's got some hot little girl that's like lives in the town who like loves him. There's this great scene where she finally decides to let him fuck her, and she had encouraged him to have sex with dead bodies like prior to that, and then they start fooling around. He goes, I have to tell you something. You're too warm. And then the next scene is he's putting her in an ice bath so he gets her skin temperature down so he can have sex.
Yep.
So it's gratuitous, but it's also fun and it's crazy.
Yeah.
So then,
it gets me hot, rigor mortis.
Yeah, he does say, well, they've got to be fresh. They've got to be fresh.
Oh, they do have to be. Okay,
Yeah,
so it wasn't.
Although
interesting.
He takes one woman and he dresses her out like his mother, kind of like Psycho, and then that is a real decomposing. And the hot girl finds that body, and then she's like, Ed, you're a stinker. And he's like, I know. She's like,
Ed, you're a real rascal.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
She doesn't take to the camera.
I will tell you one thing.
Real wholesome.
That's my Ed. That's my Ed. Don't go to his house for Thanksgiving.
Oh, Gein.
You're going to end up eating a pilgrim.
Sure.
So what's funny about it is, like, number one, I think if you ever want to, like, if it was 80 years ago, you could 100% live in a small town, just start killing people. And as long as you were polite at the hardware store, nobody would suspect you. They fucking only found this guy because a cop's mother owned a store in the city, and the cop found his own mother upside down with her body, and they show it, like her privates cut out and split, and kind of like a upside down kind of a crucifix kind of a thing. Louise. So yeah, no, the movie's hardcore. I mean, the series is hardcore. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. And then they get to the 8th episode, and this is what I made Adam watch before we got here. So the 8th episode, it turns out, and again, I am spoiling this for anybody, but this is all already happened, so whatever. And it's, like I said,
it's a biopic.
It's worth a watch, believe me, especially this time of year. It's spooky. And so what happens is Ed Gein, these FBI agents decide that to get help to catch Ted Bundy. They didn't know who Ted Bundy was. They just knew some guy was killing people in Oregon or somewhere, Washington or whatever. And they went to Ed Gein and they were like, hey, can you help us with this serial killer? And he goes, well, to cut off a head like that, you need this type of hacksaw. So you should see who bought a hacksaw. And beep, 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 beep. And he starts telling that story. So they catch Ted Bundy because of Ed Gein. And Ed Gein is weirdly like, then they make him out to be kind of like a saint. And the end of the movie is just him going to, I don't know if it's hell or heaven, but all the people he killed are all cheering him on. It's very stylized. But then in that same, so they show Ted Bundy at the beginning of this 8th episode, and he's like cutting off some girl's head in the woods, right? And then they cut immediately to a maximum security prison, and they name the name of the prison. It's some prison like in Illinois or somewhere. And you see some guy rubbing cocoa butter, white guy rubbing cocoa butter on his like hairy legs. And you see him put on like a feather boa, kind of a robe, satin robe, negligee thing. And it's a guy. You don't really see his face yet. I mean, it's a guy, but he has these huge, weird, fake tits.
Well, no, when they show the tits, they're actually the opposite. They're like a very natural looking,
right, but
normal breast,
and they're hanging off this guy's body. And the guy is not.
Well, it's just it's supposed to be his body, but it's clearly a body double.
Yes.
Yeah.
But my point is that the person is kind of trans, but they're hairy.
Definitely.
And they have, I don't know. But at this point, watching this stupid show, you don't even know who this guy is. They don't know.
I still don't understand who that was supposed to be.
Well, like the Birdman, they call him.
I'm looking it up.
Okay. Adam's going to look it up. So they cut to this guy, and then a guard comes to like the maximum security. It's all these gates and shit. And he goes, you got a visitor. And the guy, you hear some weird kind of affected gay Southern voice go, well, let's see what's on the menu. And he leaves, and the guard doesn't even put any like handcuffs on or anything. He's walking. All the other prisoners are like going crazy because they know he's out of his cell.
Right.
They bring him into a room. He sits down. The guard goes, you have a visitor. And then this handsome black guy comes in, handsome, very good looking. And this guy, Birdman, goes, oh, well, you look like a big chunk of chocolate. I want to eat or whatever. And then the guy goes, well, he goes, $20 to fuck me in the ass and $50 for this and that. And the guy holds up a little jar of crack or a little vial. And he goes, all I have are rocks. Now, again, not to split hairs on this, but number one, crack cocaine wasn't really invented till about 1985, 86. And this took place probably in the late 70s. So the idea that somebody would rock up cocaine, and then I know it sounds like I'm splitting hairs here.
My thing was, I thought it was like a flash forward or something.
It is a flash forward from the 50s, but they don't say like Illinois prison.
Oh, did this initially happen in the 50s?
No, but the Ed Gein stuff does.
So
I'm saying they have Ed Gein young when he's running around with this girl and his mother's in a rocking chair.
And he's just getting started. Fucking dead people.
And they cut there's all these scenes with the actor who played Anthony Perkins, who played basically the Ed Gein's character in Psycho, and he's talking to a psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist is like, yeah, you can't be gay, you're gay, you need to bury your gayness. And it's just the movie is all over the place, and maybe that's the idea. So anyway, so then the black guy goes, I've got these rocks. And then they cut to the guy getting like drilled in the ass, and he's getting the white guy with the tits, and he's honking like a goose, and he's going, tell me I'm the 4th of July.
Tell me I look like the 4th of July.
It is the weird.
Okay.
I'm telling you, yeah. And the guy's just doing, and the guy does it, and then afterwards,
just finish, please.
And then afterwards, they have this weird post-coital, and they're smoking the crack off of aluminum foil. Anyway, I guess I'm recommending it, but at the same time, it doesn't like the Jeffrey Dahmer one was really great. The Brothers one was really great.
Sure.
This is like, and I mean, I made the joke with you before we did the show. It's like they gave the American Horror Story guy, they were just like, here's a check, just go crazy.
Right.
We'll be back in 6 months, and you have this whole thing done. And
right. Well, my question is like, does Ed Gein become trans or something in the future?
He ends up dying pretty soon after the Ted Bundy stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like but he's living in a mental hospital, and he gets he becomes sort of like this icon for people that like serial killers. And I'd never heard of him. I'm sure he's a real person, but I would want
to know who the fuck that was. Like, who is that?
Why don't you look up Birdman?
What?
Birdman?
Oh, they call him Birdman?
Well, doesn't he say something like that? Birdman? Because he honks like a goose. I think that. Remember in the very beginning when the cop comes in? Birdman fake tits. crack smoker, likes
Ed
black guys.
Gein.
I don't know. Are you using my phone? Because all this will come up anyway.
Yeah.
This is already in
Yeah,
my
it's all
search
kind of
history.
auto-filling. It's kind of doing my job for me.
But-
Ed Gein.
By the way, I'm starting to worry about the porn I'm watching because now when I search for stuff on Google, all it brings up are German porn sites. So I think I might be, which is weird because I'm not into like what you would think Germans would be into, like, I don't know, scat or piss or I don't know, like leather play. But I don't know. There's a lot of German stepmother stuff out there now.
Yeah, okay.
I'm your stepmother. Come here and finish your strudel, and then we come here. Your father is working late tonight. Come into the chamber, my bed chamber. Yeah, mother, I'm here. I'm laying in the bed already, ready for sleep. You're not my real mother, so we can do this. Yeah, we can. Go ahead. Pull out your Schladenflusen.
Richard Speck, they're saying?
Yeah,
Birdman, aka Richard Speck.
Yeah,
okay.
that's him. That's the guy.
So we got to figure out who Richard Speck maybe is a different
No, it's the same guy.
No, I know, but I'm saying is another, like, I don't know, some sort of serial killer.
Yeah, he says it in the little.
Okay, got
I know I only showed you like the sex part, but there's more of that guy where he's talking about, he's like, I killed 25 people and I would do it again. But
gotcha.
Blah, blah, blah. He's a serial killer.
Okay, Kirkwood, Illinois. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's sending. He was in the reason why there is a tie-in. So maybe I'm being a little too hard on this thing, but he was sending a letter to Ted Bundy, and he was sending a letter to Ed Gein saying like, I'm your biggest fan, and I wish I could eat somebody with Thanksgiving dinner with you. I'd bring the Indian. LOL. That's right. I invented emojis. That's right. RTB. Right. I'll be right back. ILBG. I love black guys. IHAG, I honk like a goose. I forgot the L. Anyway, so so that's the whole show. It's like, or at least I would have preferred it. I mean, nobody asked me, but I would have preferred it if they just took Ed Gein and just tell me the story of it.
Gotcha.
Just tell me the story of Ed Gein. Like, there's enough Ed Gein there where you didn't need to throw in, but maybe it turned into like the Marvel Avengers movie. Like, there's too many serial killers. There's a big fat guy in this thing that jerks off into like a high-heeled red pump.
Well, now we're talking.
In front of the FBI people, and they all like watch him do it. And he's like, "Do you mind if I jerk off?"
Just cranks one out in front of the FBI.
Yep.
The special agents.
It was the 70s, man.
Holy shit!
And
so it looks like Richard Speck was not trans, but began taking female hormones.
Yep.
Which enlarged his breasts, so those were actual natties.
Yeah.
So that explains why they weren't, because I was like, well, if this is a trans person, why would they show these beautiful natural breasts? But they were in fact his breasts.
Yeah, but again, I don't know what kind of prison you're in where they let you like have a date with a guy who brings crack, and the guard is like, "You guys have fun. I'm gonna go.
Right.
I'm gonna go do some stuff. I'll be back in 3 hours." Like, what? All right.
Stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna go do some stuff. I have some papaperwork to catch up on.
Hey,
yes.
Super chat. Al Martin.
Who
I believe is dead. I believe didn't he own Broadway Comedy Club? Al Martin. It's a picture of Al Martin.
Okay.
But a man that claims to be Al Martin says, "Hey Adam, SJ has been trying to book Brian and you on his show. Check your XX, and KB gave his blessing to
who's SJ?
Wonderful
Stuttering John.
So it won't cause a huge fiasco. Okay. I don't know why we would be worried about.
I'm not really worried about the huge fiasco.
You and Kevin's relationship.
It's a tenuous truce or something. I love Kevin. It doesn't
I don't know Al quite. I know you had a different name last week you're probably trying to pretend like you're a different guy. But
well, let's make it simple.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, Adam, why don't you go back to this guy? And if you find the Stuttering John character, and then if you find a time that's amenable to you,
right,
then we can do a quick Zoom.
Yeah. I don't think Al probably realized we just talked about this. Anyways, but Stuttering John did finally text me.
Right.
So we'll figure it out to where we can go on there.
And I'll get back to him. But we'll let Stuttering John figure out the time, whatever's the best time for him, and we'll do it. It might suck.
Well, I just got to tell him when's good. So we can maybe do it this week.
It
would be nice if we could just do it like this, and then we would beam in. But I don't think that'll work out. Or maybe we can do it next Friday. I don't know when he does his show, or if he has a regular. I don't know that he has a regular time.
Maybe hit him back and say, give us a couple of times, and we'll take it from there. So we'll do it. There's no static.
Yeah, I think he was just saying, give him give him a time that we want. But I'll see maybe if next Friday we'll do a spooky,
wacky
Halloween show.
Wacky Halloween
We can
show.
be in costume.
We get candy corn everywhere. My God, I had some massive dental work done earlier this week. I had a root canal 2 weeks ago, but it was a very little root canal. The guy was like, they were my dentist, who I love. They're very attractive women that work at my dental.
Yeah,
office.
that's you said you have hot dentists.
They are, and they're
pretty cool.
They're right on Central Park South, so I can walk down there. And I'm telling you, go in there at noon for your cleaning or whatever, and you get out at fucking 12:18. Like they are no bullshit. And I will tell you this: preventative maintenance is the key to dental health.
Sure, dental health.
Just go in 4 times a year and just get your teeth cleaned. And then once a year they do x-rays, and then they'll find whatever they find, and you'll never have a problem. But they found a little brown spot in the middle of one of my front teeth, which apparently was like very early root canal work or decay or something. So, and I was kind of like, oh, that's gross. So I had the root canal done, which I don't even know what they did, because they numb it all up, and I think it's something with the nerves or something. I mean, I could hear like this, it didn't hurt at all. I mean, I heard the saw going, and there was some pressure, but that was it. I was listening to something, I don't know. And, so anyway, so then 2 weeks later, I had to go to my dentist, because that was at some sort of a dental surgeon, oral surgeon's office down in Murray Hill. And so funny, I had to go there twice to the office, one time for the consultation and the second time for the procedure. And both times there was a guy, it's one of these buildings where it's a big, tall building where people live in it. And then there's professional offices on the ground floor. Both times I went there was a guy, same white guy, in like shorts and a t-shirt and like flip-flops, arguing about fantasy football with the doorman. I was like, well, this guy probably doesn't get out much. Both times.
It's social life.
And it was weird. The first appointment was like 10 o'clock. The second appointment was at 2 o'clock. I was like, does this guy just fucking live in the lobby just talking about fantasy football with these people?
Fantasy football.
Yeah. So anyway, my actual dentist, they have to do a temporary cap. So on Monday, I went into the office. I didn't even know what's going on. Like, I just get in the chair and I'm like, do whatever you need to do. So I get in, they prep you and everything. They get you all numbed up. And what I didn't realize is that what they did is they actually cut almost the entire, it looked like a giant piece of pizza had been cut out of the middle of like the one, the front left, I believe it's D8. And,
okay.
Yeah. And I happened to catch it in the mirror, and I was like, holy shit. And they put in like a temporary plaster or whatever they put in.
A little, what do you call
Bondo or something?
Yeah,
some kind of tooth, and they made sure it was the right color. But then what they do is they kind of do all that, and then they go, all right, come back in 2 weeks, and because they have to get the crown made somewhere. Hopefully it's on a telephone.
Shim.
Yeah,
I think shim was the word I was looking for.
Okay, that's about right. It sounds about right. So that was it. So now, and they said like, don't eat like nuts on it or anything. So I'm sort of just using the right side of my mouth. But I was also telling Adam, like, I went off the Ozempic for like 2 months about, and I started putting weight on pretty quickly. So I went right back on it, and I'm like, I'm back on that.
Yeah, that's the tricky thing, is like, how do you maintain that?
Just take it forever. I mean? Take it.
I guess.
Take it
I mean,
the
amount I take, I could probably just take forever. I just take a little baby bird amount, a little dropper.
I don't know. Somebody was like, "You're going to get cancer in 20 years." I'd be like, "Well, I'm skinny 20 years.
I'll be
beautiful.
Yeah, svelte.
You'll be able to buy a very thin casket." I'm not going to. Do you care what happens to you when you die?
No, not. I'm just cremate, burn me up. I think it's wild that we still. I mean, I know it's like a thing, and people are very superstitious, but like the idea that we still have cemeteries and you have to buy a plot of land forever is like, it's insane.
Yes.
Like, considering, like, think about what the land in New York City is worth. And then you just have like some lady that's like, no, well, like, you have to honor this contract forever. It's like, you can't last forever. At a certain point, they're going to have to be like, okay.
Is there a way? And I'm not trying to be funny here, because good luck with that. But
let's not start now.
Yeah, exactly. Is there a way that, let's say I'm going to be cremated, right? But is there a way for them to take my body, put it in a casket, have a little kind of a thing, like everyone come awake, whatever you call it, and a memorial service, and then once everybody leaves, they just take me out of the casket and burn me? And then you can just rent the casket. Is there like a casket rental? Or I bet they have some stupid law where like they're like, no, once you get the casket, you have to buy it.
Right.
It's not sanitary. I mean,
so they would kind of mock it up and then,
Well,
they would
like-
essentially execute it, but then
like renting a tuxedo.
yeah, but then
You're-
then just kind of slide you right into the
Yeah,
incinerator.
everyone leaves.
Yeah.
They clean up the room.
I still think it's crazy that we still do the open casket thing. Seems very weird.
I agree.
I've lived through it a few times, or like witnessed it. I've always thought it's like you see your grandfather with blush on. Like
it's not
it was granddad always
not the first time.
fresh from the
Yeah,
Mary Kay.
At least my dick wasn't
counter.
in his mouth.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah, I
My
hear.
grandpa was hot.
Well, what people have done, what I've been to, and I hate all these things too. Like I don't like they've had like the cremation, and then you go to like a memorial service for the person. And if it's religious, you're always kind of like, I knew this person. They weren't religious. Like they didn't give a shit. Like, why am I sitting here now with the priest? And yeah, it all seems like a big work. I don't really care. When I'm dead, it's fine. Just take me, throw me in the dumpster or
I don't know. Just throw.
I don't care. I really, you can almost throw me in the dumpster now. Like I've had almost enough life.
I mean, don't donate your organs and then fucking cremate the rest.
Yeah. Whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
Take all of it.
Part me out.
You want my eyebrows? You should take
only.
I have a really good head of hair. You should like maybe study my head.
Can you do that?
Maybe
I don't know.
see.
Can you transplant a head of hair?
I don't know, but I would. The only thing that I do think would be kind of an interesting. I know this sounds like the people that do that cryogenic stuff is. I would be interested to know because let's say I stick around for another 30 years. At 82. In 30 years, maybe they can do something where they take a big syringe, like one of those, like it looks like a cartoon syringe, and they stick it in you, and they pull out like enough DNA or blood or spine juice or liquid or whatever, and then they save it, and then they're like, all right, we think in 20 years from now we can take that and put it into somebody else. Does that make sense?
Okay.
What I'm wondering is, if the technology will ever be there.
Oh yeah.
Where you can essentially put yourself, you're dead. Okay. You're dead, but you're sort of in suspended animation. But then if you come back 20 years, imagine like if you're in heaven and you're just getting your dick sucked, like all it is 24 hours a day of just getting your blowjobs and you're eating lamb chops and you're just
on a cloud
and you're wearing cashmere sweaters and everyone's nice to you. And maybe Shane Gillis and you play paddleball or pickleball or whatever.
You and Shane Gillis have a great friendship.
Yeah, exactly. Joe's like, it's fine. That's just how he is. It's what Brian is. Joe stands up for me instead.
Yeah.
And
that would be heaven.
That would be heaven. But I'm just fucking around. But anyway, and then all of a sudden you just get pulled out. You're like zip, and then you get pulled back, and you're in some new like 5-year-old body, and because your family like paid for it, but now like your wife is dead, your kids are like 70, and now you're 5.
So this would be like when you say with a syringe they extract something, that would be like your consciousness, or like it would be enough to recreate your consciousness,
enough to either clone me, 3D print me,
right,
or recreate life 100% and just put it on like a blueprint, like a recipe of me. And then, but I don't know.
You wouldn't be.
You would be okay. I don't really think there's a heaven, so I'm just being stupid.
Okay.
But like, you would just be. It would be like 82 and you die, right? And then all of a sudden your eyes open up and you like, huh, and it's 2070. And the doctor's like, Mr. McCarthy, you've been paying $2,000 a month for the last 40 years. And we're happy to tell you that we're finally, you can't get wet though. Just so you know, this new body of yours, we're going to give you like a 409 solution.
This is kind of like a Black Mirror.
Kind of like a Black Mirror
episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. But like, there's a great science fiction writer named William Gibson. And he wrote Johnny Mnemonic. They made it into a movie with
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves, thank you,
Johnny
very good.
Mnemonic.
And then they also made a movie called Mona Lisa Overdrive, or book rather. And these books have a similar thing where you take your consciousness, but it's on like a piece, like a hard drive, and then they stick it in a new person.
Right.
And again, that Aliens thing that's out now on Hulu, I think. They're similar premise where these kids are sick and they put their consciousness into like a new big body, a healthy body. I don't know. Like that would be something that I might just to hedge my bets. You know what I mean? Like take it aside and just kind of do it.
Yeah.
Like they always say, like the cryogenic thing. Who's that Ted? Who's the guy they said they kept his head in the
Oh,
not Ted. It was a big baseball player guy, and
baseball player.
Yes, famously, and also Walt Disney apparently froze his head.
Yeah.
And they said that they went to the facility where the Ted guy's head was, and it was just rolling around like in a freezer, just like a head, just like in like a deep freezer.
I'm just Googling baseball player frozen head.
That's right. Come right up.
Ted Williams?
Yeah, Ted Williams.
Okay.
That's exactly
Legendary Boston Red Sox slugger.
They only kept his head, I think. And I think it's more expensive to keep your whole body, but I think they're like, look, we probably just need your head.
Just the head. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the goal is to just transfer the consciousness because nobody really gives a shit about the body, and you could get a better body.
Yeah, I don't want to come back.
You could imagine that
and still be 82.
Yeah,
that would suck.
I don't want to be just like a well-preserved 90-year-old. I
like
want to be a young man.
Mr. McCarthy, welcome back to the land of living. You have 4 years to live.
Yeah.
So, and then you can come back again, but your body's gonna be 86. You keep coming back into like a diminishing body. Like you go back to like 107.
Right.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. But
isn't life exhausting enough?
Yeah.
To keep living. I mean, like, listen, I enjoy. I'm a fairly well-adjusted person, but like, the sweet release of death.
Well, I know. Look, I don't want to. Louis C.K. has a very funny bit about this where he's like, I don't believe in heaven. He's like, but the worst thing is if I die and there actually is a heaven.
Right.
And he's like, oh my God, he's got the beard and everything. It's very funny.
Yeah.
And I do feel the same way. Like not only do I not believe in God, I defy God. So I hate if I die,
right.
The worst thing is going to be like the devil, like the cartoon devil is going to be standing over me. And he's like, you thought you were so funny. You want to fuck transgender people when you're 20 years old? Like, here you go. Oh, and he just starts like giving me all these pimples I can't pop and my hands are lobster claws. And I'm like, fuck. And at one point you're like, you say to the devil, you're like, how much longer am I like this? And they're like,
and he's like, forever.
Yeah, it's like forever. This is it. This is what we're doing.
He's like, I'll check back in 10,000 years. I'll check back.
I'll be back. You're not going to know it. And that's
just like a project manager.
Yeah. And he's like, and that 10,000 years is going to feel like 1,000,000 years.
Yeah.
And as he leaves, he gives you a big paper cut on your forehead and then splashes it with
I mean, if you really think about most of this stuff that people claim is real is very juvenile. I mean, like you think about like the concept of having it, that's like something a fucking 11-year-old came up with.
Yes. And I do. I mean, definitely.
It's very silly.
I understand that you need the bad with the good.
And I get what it's for. I get it's a device to keep people from raping their cousin or whatever. But
I do understand all the tenets of it. But and I think the worst thing, and the funny thing is like, we were raised Catholic, and the funny thing to me is purgatory.
Sure.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know,
waiting room.
Purgatory is like a waiting room where they literally, this is where you have to believe that there's actually God judges the amount of sins, mortal and venial, and they judge how many you've done. But sometimes you've done enough good stuff where you just get right into heaven. Sometimes you've done so much bad stuff, you go right to hell. But sometimes they're kind of like, I don't know.
So purgatory is, I mean, I understand the concept, but I don't know the details behind it. Is that where they're sorting out?
Yeah. I mean, it sounds ridiculous,
Excel
but
spreadsheet.
It literally is like a waiting room outside of like it has a bunch of us weeklies from like 2004,
And then also the idea that like somebody listen, I'm sorry to burst people, like I don't believe in any of this. I think probably most people watching this don't believe in any of this stuff as well, but I apologize if you do. But the idea that like somebody made all this stuff up and then they made up like, but there should be something in between.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or maybe people are just so crazy that they think that they are connected to,
you imagine like
the afterlife.
You're in purgatory and some guy just shows up, like a new guy, and you're like, you just hand him the Us Weekly, and you're like, I'll let you know, it's a lot of Dawson's Creek stuff. And
like Golf Digest.
Yeah.
You're more of a Men's Health guy. Or
you want to know about James Vanderbeek? You're in luck. And then you look at his number, it's like a deli number. Like you have number 8,475,000, and he has like 10 million. You're like, I'm gonna, and they're calling 14. You're like, fuck. And then you ask the guy that has the slightly smaller number than you. You're like, so why do you think you're here? Like everyone's kind of talking about it, and you're like, oh, you're gonna be forever. Fuck, this is gonna be so long. And like, There's like a cooler, but it's like tepid tap water and it tastes vaguely metallic.
Yeah.
And there's a bathroom, but you can't, like, I don't know, flush.
Well, maybe that's like because purgatory is half good, half it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's not heaven or hell, but it's like
No, it's
just like
yeah, it's like the DMV or something. Yeah.
yeah, but there's some good things too. Maybe I don't.
Well,
know.
you're not in hell.
You're not in
So
hell.
that's-
That's a good thing.
yeah,
But, like
that's
the water tastes funny.
Yeah. I wonder if you can hear hell though when you're in purgatory. You're like sitting there in a room, you just hear like ah, but then you also hear like a conga line and people are having fun.
Yeah,
And you're like, and that's part of the
playing
purgatory.
shuffleboard.
You're like, shit. I hope I go to that side.
It's
I don't wanna-
also
Yeah, I know. It really is stupid.
it's so stupid. I mean, my favorite though are the religions that are like clearly 5 dudes all came up with, like some of the like polygamist stuff, and
Right.
which you're just like, ladies, like, is this really that? I mean,
Oh,
it
you're
does
talking-
not take much
like the cult stuff.
for you to go like, hey, I think maybe
Yeah.
this isn't like coming from John Smith didn't
Well,
have this in mind. It's just very obvious that like whoever made the fucking rules and brainwashed everybody benefited from the rules.
the problem is that like once you start looking at the whole idea of religion, it's all stupid.
Yeah.
So then if I say to myself, like, oh, this Scientology, they're fucking retarded, then you're like, well, how about a one? And here's the crazy thing. When they talk about like so many of these things are just like, for example, the 3 wise men, nobody really knows that happened. And all that is it's a metaphor for the other world religions accepting and acknowledging that Christianity is the best.
Right.
Because they're from 3 different parts of the East and they represent like 3 different religions, whatever those are. So they come and they look at Jesus and they're like, we came here because he's the best.
Yeah.
And we wanted to bring presents for him so he wouldn't be angry with us. So we brought frankincense and myrrh. When we had that No Kings protest last week, I said to my doorman, I said, I thought it was a 3 Kings protest. What am I going to do with all this frankincense?
It's pretty good.
Yeah, we had a good time. They
Yeah.
laughed. They laughed. It's getting close
Fuck
to
yeah.
getting close to gratuity time for Christmas. I get pretty funny.
Timmy was wearing a nice little suit downstairs.
Yeah, Timmy's on the
He was all dressed up like it was his first communion.
yeah, there's guys in the building that wear suits and they're the doormen, and then there are guys that
But Timmy's
are
usually
porters.
maintenance. Yeah.
He's a porter. I don't know. The suit it's a bump up. Although I don't know, like
but I think he was covering a shift, maybe.
he is. They pull
Yeah.
him into cover.
It's a
stuff.
fun group of guys.
They're
I will
great.
say, I always have fun talking to the guy. I don't know how they remember everybody.
because it's what they.
You know what I mean?
It's
'Cause I don't
their
even
jo-
live here, and they like.
I know,
you
but
know.
it's their job. Like that's what.
Yeah, I get it. I
the
guess
one-
I kind of. Yeah, I have a similar
The guy
thing.
that I don't understand is there's a guy. I mean, there's 24 hours a day. There's somebody downstairs, right? There's a guy that works the night, and he gets here at 11 and he goes home at 7, and he's here 5 days a week, and he's the nicest guy, and he's just here, and that's
he
his
gets here
job.
11 p.m.
Yes.
to 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Oof.
And
Yikes.
he just does it, and he's married, and he has a family, and that's just his job. And like, I don't know, like I think
And how many days? 5?
5.
Okay.
It's like-
okay. So he's got weekends, maybe.
Yeah, and there's another guy that does
Yikes.
the 2 nights that he doesn't do it. There's another guy. I remember saying to one of the guys, like, does he like being the night guy? And they're like, yeah, he loves it. I'm like, I would go fucking insane.
Oh my god! I tried to do a job for like 4 days, like in my early 20s. For like 4 days, I was an overnight shift, and I went insane. After like 2 days, I went nuts. I tried to do like blackout curtains,
Yeah.
and
Well, you have a problem sleeping anyway.
yeah, but I'm a little bit nocturnal though. So I mean, I've gotten better over the years, and
Right.
I'm getting to bed early now. I'm on a
Right.
good schedule, but at the time, it's like I would stay up until 4 a.m.
Yeah.
But then weirdly, when you would push it further, when you push it to like 6, really when you push it past like 4, it starts to get weird.
Yes. Especially in the summer because the sun starts coming.
And it
up.
was the summer.
Yeah.
It was horrendously bad.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you either like that or you don't. It's kind of like I don't think you can even get used to it.
Or that could be like I don't enjoy my family situation, my home
yeah.
life.
I mean,
Because that's a good way to avoid ever interacting with anybody.
with anybody, like
basically,
the
yeah.
world. Yeah, I know.
You're basically a vampire.
I know. You really are. Like when I lived in Brooklyn, there was a bar by my house called Smith's, and they would open at 6 a.m. every morning, and they'd stay open from 6 a.m. to 4 a.m. And what they would do is they would get the guys that worked overnights. This was down by sort of Red Hook, which for those of you, it's like the waterfront. They were still when they're still dock workers, and they probably still are. But so these guys would work all night, And at the end of their job, they would stop at the bar like you would do at a regular, it's just backwards, or it's like upside down. So instead of working from 9 to 5 and going to your local bar and having a couple of drinks and Boilermakers with your buddies and going home at 8 o'clock and looking at your wife and your chinless son who's, living in the basement, then you just go you just stop there now, but it's opposite. It's 6 a.m.
Sure. So you're stopping off for some drinks at 6 a.m. Wow.
And then you go home and you shower or whatever, and you probably watch a little German stepmom porn and go to bed.
And you go to bed during the day.
Do the day. Yeah. Right. And then, but yeah, you really miss everything because really life does happen in the day. I mean, so if you don't care and again, some people really like it. I mean, I can't imagine doing that and not liking it, because I think it would just what you just said, it would just, it's untenable.
Well, because there's you have kind of an inner clock, and when you go against that, your body just doesn't feel your brain doesn't really function correctly.
I know when I was in my early 20s and I was really partying, let's just call it, a lot,
staying up late.
I remember I would get home, do whatever nonsense I was doing, and then I'd have to bartend to be at Jekyll and Hyde. Actually, I'd have to be there at 10 in the morning, and it would be 8:30, and I hadn't gone to bed yet. And I'm just and I'd have to get there, and I would go to work, and I would get there, and I would set it up, and I knew I just have to make it to 3 o'clock. I just have to get it through 3 o'clock. And what I would do is I would work, and I would go into the walk-in freezer, and I would just stand there with my head.
That's a guy. I used to do that when I worked at a grocery store in high school.
Just take micro naps, like a 30-second nap or something.
But the cool kind of was good.
This was just a place where I could go in and I could get behind frozen produce so people wouldn't see me. And I would just put my head on a box and just try to sleep. And then I would get home. And then, then I would be I made it through the day, and then you get a weird second wind. But then you can't do 2 days. Then you start to really, you start to really, I started to watch this horror movie last night called Awake. And I think the whole premise is the people can't go to sleep.
Oh God. That is my horror.
Yeah. I actually,
is my personal nightmare.
It gave me some anxiety. Even why I read the little synopsis of it, and I was I'll try this. And then I started to watch it, and I was this is going to sketch me out.
Some people can function without a lot of sleep. I had a roommate that he would sleep 4 or 5 hours a night. That was it. And he got by great. He was a morning guy. He'd get up, make a smoothie, go work out, and he seemed to function okay.
He's probably dead now.
Maybe.
That's hard to keep going.
Yeah.
I just know that I think your body, I think you can stay awake for 96 hours, and then I think you start to your brain starts to eat itself or something. You really I think you need to a day or two.
After 3 days, the 3 days I'd lose all I lose all will to live.
Yeah. And the only
everything.
You could make the argument that it's let's say you're gay and you're having a fucking party and play, and you're just smoking crystal meth, and you're just doing it, you're having a great time. But if you're not for 3 days, just because you're ill, you can't go to sleep, it's got to be miserable. You're just laying in bed. The time that when I quit drinking and I had to sort of get myself, when I could have died with a seizure. I didn't have a seizure, but I got into bed and I laid there, and it was middle of the day, and I was all right, I just have to stay here for about 8 hours and just get through the next 8 hours. And I remember laying there, and it was like heroin withdrawal. You're itchy and sweaty and just
the DTs.
Exactly right. The DTs.
Yeah. Well, hey, we're
gonna jump over
to the other side.
Hey,
speaking of the other side,
listen, Monday night, October 27th, which I know this will be, it's very soon, and if you're gonna go, you've already bought your ticket. But Monday night, Gotham Comedy Club, Bonnie McFarlane,
or maybe you're not local, but you have a friend or family member that lives in New York City.
It is
maybe you go hey, you should check this out.
Yes.
It's good for
the blind veterans.
Blind veterans. It's charitable. It'll be a fun night out. You get to see Brian.
Get to see me.
Yeah.
Lots of funny people and me. And then also we have, if you come to the live event, we have the opportunity to bid on a lunch with Henry Winkler. Which is really weird. But, and again, he said he'll have Italian or sushi. So, but you have to get to California, and I bet if you found an Italian restaurant that had tuna tartare or something, he might be really.
I like that he picked the.
Well, he's picking up the check. So.
Oh, he's picking up the check.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. So Henry Winkler pays for it. Okay, so you just got to get there. That's great though, because he's like a beloved.
He's beloved.
He's like a darling,
Although
Hollywood darling.
I stopped by my wife's office yesterday, and the two girls that work there, they're both under 40, and they had no idea who the Fonz was. I was like, really? You know the fucking Fonz? But it was 50 years ago. So okay,
Yeah.
I get it. Anyway, so that's Monday night. You just go to, if you have friends or you're going to be in town, just go to Gotham Comedy Club's website, and it's called Laugh for Sight. And it's just it's an event. That's the best way for me to do it. I don't know how to like do a link or whatever. So, and that's Monday night. It's Rich Voss, Bonnie McFarlane, Mark Broussard, Marina Franklin, and Carmen Lynch, and one other guy who I never remember because I didn't get him. But it's a fun night, a lot of fun. And remember, please, if you just watch this bullshit and you liked it, then just hit the little heart thing and just do all that nonsense if you can. We'd appreciate it. And consider joining to be a member for YouTube and Patreon. You get access to hundreds of hours of bullshit. You think this sucks?
Hundreds. And then at YouTube, I was looking through, doing a little maintenance the other day, and that's even like,
yeah, YouTube's a lot.
That's like, I don't even know how many, like 100 hours or something of bonus stuff for $5 a month. And you can also watch this happen live in just minutes. If you just hit join,
you get it join right on the screen there, folks, and you can come over with us, and we will talk more about Ed Gein and the guy with the tits, and we're going to get into the Patreon stuff. Anyway, I'm rambling. Thank you. And next week, Halloween party. Wear a costume.
Spooky.
Ooh.